Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to Midday News on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Wiyag Mofwebe. Our sincere apologies for bringing you the Midday News behind schedule. It was occasioned by technical problems. We deeply appreciate your understanding. President Bola Tinubu has said that Nigerians are not the only ones facing poverty in the world. While admitting that there are poverty and suffering in the land, Tinubu, however, said the challenges must be tackled. A statement by his special advisor on media and publicity, Ajire Ngalale, says the president made this statement in Lagos when he received a delegation from the National Assembly who came to felicitate with him on the occasion of Eid al-Kabir. President Tinubu explained that one of the ways of tackling them is to eliminate banditry and terrorism so that farmers can return to the farm. In the meantime, the presidency has insisted that the 250,000 naira minimum wage clamor by organized labor is unsustainable, warning that the federal government cannot channel all its resources to meet such a demand. The warning comes 2 days after the Association of Local Governments of Nigeria raised concerns over the 62,000 naira being proposed by the federal government. The Association of Local Governments of Nigeria had said it approved the wage may put a strain on the council's financial burden. Let's turn to Nigeria's South now, where Governor Siminalayi Fubara of Rivers State has directed the heads of local government administration to immediately take charge of their councils. He said this followed the expiration of the tenure of the 23 local government chairmen on June 17. Fubara gave the directive in a statewide broadcast at Government House in Port Harcourt. There has been heavy shooting at the premises of Port Harcourt City local government area of the state following a move by the chairman of the local government, Allwell Ihunda, to access his office. The development has sparked tension as businesses in the area have temporarily shut down. It was alleged that the chairman of the local government area, Ihunda, arrived at the council secretariat this morning with his security personnel to access his office, but was stopped by the youths who resumed occupation of the premises. The federal government has dismissed information that the Abuja-Murtala Mohammed Expressway had been renamed Wole Soyinka Way. The federal government, in a statement signed by the media aide to Minister of Information and National Orientation, Rabiu Ibrahim, clarified that the renaming of the expressway was never considered by the current administration. The confusion stems from a recent event on June 4, 2024, when President Bola Tinubu inaugurated a new road in the Federal Capital Territory. The federal government has said the United Arab Emirates will soon lift the visa ban imposed on Nigerian travelers. Minister of Aviation, Festus Keyamo, said this during a 44-minute interview with the Senior Special Assistant to President Bola Tinubu, Otega Ogra. Keyamo said President Bola Tinubu reached a resolution with the Emirates President, Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, during his working visit to the Emirates in September last year. He said the Emirates had initially listed additional processes to be met before the ban could be officially lifted. The Nigerian government has since, according to him, completed all processes, paving the way for an imminent announcement from the government. The Nigerian Air Force has disclosed that it will receive no less than 50 new aircraft between now and next year to intensify fight against banditry in the northwest and Nigeria at large. Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Bala Abubakar, made the revelation in Katsina State while inspecting some key projects commissioned at the 213 Forward Operational Base in the state. He added that this is especially true as they witnessed rapid aircraft acquisition and expansion of its order of battle in the service. In a related development, the Nigerian Air Force has confirmed the death of over 80 terrorists and 45 motorcycles burnt in airstrikes conducted at Gidankara village in Ruwangadia ward of Faskare local government area in Katsina State. Nigerian Air Force's Director of Public Relations and Information, Air Vice Marshal Edward Gabot, said the strikes were authorized on June 15, 2024, after intelligence revealed that terrorists numbering over 100 were burning houses at a settlement about 5 kilometers away from the Gidankara village. Gaboet said further intelligence received after the strike also revealed that the terrorists were closely linked with the notorious terrorist kingpin Yusuf Yellow and his close associate Rabi Imani. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency says that it has destroyed more than 10 million kilograms of cannabis, also called marijuana, cultivated on more than 4 hectares of farmland in Edo State. The agency's spokesman, Femi Babafemi in Abuja, said the farm was located at Uhem Forest in Ovia Northeast local government area of the state. Babafemi said that the operatives of the agency who raided the forest on June 12 arrested 4 suspects. The Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority has called on the public to remain calm over claims that the Nigerian airspace is insecure due to lack of coverage by radar. The controversy erupted over the weekend over a statement credited to the Nigerian Civil Aviation warning airline operators to refrain from flying into restricted areas after the Office of the National Security Advisor had written the aviation regulators reporting an illegal activity of a strained aircraft. The aircraft was, however, not mentioned. The development sparked discussions in the aviation industry, fueling insinuation that the aircraft strayed to the sky above the presidential villa, a lack of radar coverage. You're watching Mayday News coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on Star Times, channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms using our Global TV NG and other handles as you now see on your screen. When Midday News returns, Nigeria's trade surplus with the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, rises 216% to over 1 trillion naira. We'll bring you all of those details and more after this short break. We urge you to stay with us.
Road. The increasing challenge of keeping track of health matters can be extremely demanding. Follow the latest health tips and trends on Health Guide on Global Television on Tuesday at 3 p.m. Health Guide on Global Television. Put your health first.
Hello, children. Gather around, let me tell you a story. Do you know that stories have a way of captivating the minds of children, bringing fun and imagination to teach them morals? Join Sharon Ajay as she takes you to explore the thrilling and exciting world of storytelling.
I'll be sharing with you our next interesting story.
Tune in every Saturday on Global Television, time 5:30 p.m.
For an insightful idea that takes the center stage and the conversation that gets beyond the headlines, to explore the lasting impact of political decisions, Big Talk got you covered. From policy debates to geopolitical insights, from thought-provoking discussions to actionable insight.
What is the real responsibility of government?
Big Talk delves deep into the heart of the matter. Join us weekdays on Global Televisions from 6:30 p.m. for a reverting journey into the heart of politics, where we dissect issues shaping our society.
Get a shot in. Square!
This is Global Television, bringing you a live broadcast of the Midday News with Thuyi Agmofwegbe. Thank you for staying with us. Let's turn to the foreign scene now, where a
power bank.
This Type C now. And you can also use charger now. It's charger, yeah.
Yeah, we can get charger.
Connect to that player. Our sincere apologies for that disruption. Let's return to our earlier story on the foreign scene. A Kenyan magistrate who was shot by a senior police officer earlier this week has died, and that's according to the country's Chief Justice. Makadara Principal Magistrate Monica Kivuti was shot by a policeman at the courts in the capital, Nairobi, after she cancelled his wife's bail because the woman had absconded. Following the attack, the policeman, identified as Samson Kipchirchir Kiproto, was shot dead by other police officers. According to Tuko, the magistrate had revoked Kiproto's wife, Jennifer Worimu's bond, who had been charged with obtaining 2.9 million Kenyan shillings illegally for failing to appear in court. That's quite some sad story there. The African Union has condemned massacres in the east of the Democratic Republic of Congo that killed 150 people in June. African Union Commission Chief Musa Faki Mohammed says he had learned with dismay of the increasing massacres of innocent civilians by the Allied Democratic Forces in Beni and Lubero in North Kivu province. Mohammed encouraged Congolese authorities in collaboration with the countries of the region to intensify their efforts to curb the spread of the terrorist threats in the Great Lakes region. France is planning to reduce its military presence in West and Central Africa to around 600 troops, in line with President Emmanuel Macron's plans to limit the French military footprint in the region. In February last year, Macron had announced what he referred to as noticeable reduction of French troop presence in Africa as anti-French sentiment is running high in some former colonies, and countries like Russia are vying for greater influence. According to a plan under discussion with African partners, France is planning to drastically reduce its so-called pre-positioned forces on the continent. Let's bring it on business now. Nigeria's trade surplus with countries in the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, rose by 206% year-on-year to 1.14 trillion naira in the first quarter of 2024. Analysis of foreign trade data for the quarter under review released by the National Bureau of Statistics showed that Nigeria's exports to the region countries rose year-on-year by 213% to 1.25 trillion naira in the first quarter of the current year, from 399.19 billion naira in the first quarter of 2023. The Federal Inland Revenue Service, Nigeria Customs Service, and the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission have experienced a 131% increase in their cost of revenue collection for the first quarter of 2024. This analysis, based on the Federation Account Allocation Committee disbursement reports published by the National Bureau of Statistics, shows that these agencies collectively received 214.29 billion naira in the first quarter of the current year, up from 92.85 billion naira in the same period last year. The FIRS and NUPRC deduct about 4% of the cost of revenue collection, while the National Bureau of Statistics receives 7%. In sports, JC Tatum produced a dazzling 31-point display as the Boston Celtics dominated the Dallas Mavericks 106-88 to clinch a record-breaking 18th NBA championship crown. Humbled by Dallas in a 38-point game for drubbing on Friday, Boston slammed the door on any chance of a Mavericks fight back to seal a 4-1 series victory at an electric TD Garden. Tatum spearheaded a superb performance at both ends of the floor as Boston pulled clear of their arch-rival Los Angeles Lakers to stand alone with 18 NBA titles. That's quite remarkable, to say the least, but it also marks the end of the Midday News here on Global Television, and it came to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. Remember, we're on Star Times, channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms using @GlobalTVNG and other handles as you now see on your screen. I'm Muyi Agmofwebe, thanking you very specially for watching. Coming up shortly is Lunch Global with Chung Anamel Joseph. Have a great time watching.
Are you a food lover? Do you care about your health and nutrition? Are you interested in exploring the diverse culinary traditions from around the world? Then look no further. Introducing Lunch Global on Global Television, a show that takes you on a delicious journey through the world of food, nutrition, and diet. So, whether you're a seasoned foodie, a health enthusiast, or simply curious about the world of food, Lunch Global has something for everyone. Tune in Mondays to Fridays and let your taste bud take you on a journey of flavor, culture, and discovery on Lunch Global. Bon appetit!